whipping at him. So he shows up. Roswell, Rockville.
Morning.
Morning, Mitch.
How y'all?
You like a Western omelet?
Sure.
Well, the kids really enjoyed visiting with you.
That's an impressive group of young people.
Well, last night, Julie, you would appreciate it too. There was a whole slew of kids here. And the thing that amazed me the most is that you retained their names with one single introduction, rapid fire.
Well, they were just very, very appealing kids. You know.
It got into quite a dialogue there. I was enjoying that.
It's not hard to get young people talking if you ask them the right questions, I find.
Mitch, what's the age of your girls again?
They are 18, 21, 22, and 24. In strict defiance of their father's instructions, they grew up. You know, every dad has his dumb little games. I had a million of them. But the one constant, when I was done, you know, putting them in bed every night, after all the foolishness and the Bert and Ernie imitations and whatever, the very last thing they could all tell you immediately from memory, I'd say, now what's that favor you're gonna do for your dad? What's that one thing? And the correct answer was, don't get big.
My brother called me and said, how would you like to move from Toronto to Remington and make less money? I said, oh, that sounds terrific.
Well, you know what? You know what? More and more people are doing it and are gonna do it, in my opinion. Things are operating in the direction of places like Indiana because first of all, we're so much more affordable. And today you can put many businesses anywhere, right? In a wired broadband world. So people are.
Everything. I've got my ballot going to Germany.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I just think you're gonna have the greatest time over there.
Well, thank you.
1, 2, 3.
You ain't there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you're going to
You run a very nice inn.
Thank you.
Study hard.
Anytime you'd
Okay.
like.
Sandy,
Anytime
thank
you'd
you.
like.
That was really, really
Nice to
nice.
meet you.
Oh, thanks. So we'll see you.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck again.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right.
Good luck.
Bye, all.
Bye, man.
Talk to you soon. It really might not take us 90 minutes to get to Park County. I just want to say hello. Mitch Daniels. I'm running for governor of the state.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Senator Laban.
Mr. Laban?
Well, some of them call me mister, not all of them.
Well, I will.
Okay.
It's how I was raised. You know, I think if we get there, we'll find all kind of obvious common sense things like ground cover. I have to be able to make the case for change, but I'm never going to do it in a personal or, you know, personally negative way.
I'm with the operating engineers, 841 down there.
Oh, are you? We just got endorsed by 150
Yeah, well,
up in the, you know, where you're headed.
yeah, I think my boss was wanting to talk to you.
Tell him I'd like that.
Okay.
Now look at that goofy guy over there.
Mitch, you're working awful hard.
Well, I'm glad you can tell, though. I mean, we are really
Down
trying.
Rockville one day.
We're going there again today. Hace demasiados años que no he hablado mucho. But do you know the Coles there on your hat? You know those folks in Logansport? Yeah. You like your breakfast? What are you gonna eat? You gonna eat? Is she your first?
Hey, good luck on your campaign.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. You gonna sign?
I really wanted a bumper sticker.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just one, huh?
Yeah, just one.
You just paid, and I think you dropped a $20 bill. It was laying on the floor by the cash register. You're the last one to pay. So.
Now that is good business. By the way, thanks. Mitch Daniels and your
Tracy.
Tracy, was it?
Tracy.
We like your place. So you gave him back a 20 that they dropped. Good for you. You know, that's one of those virtue moments you love to run into. I tried to write a living lesson in honesty, but you know, you'll say it was nothing, but not to me.
Makes me feel good.
Well, you'll make other people feel good. That's why I want Ben to take our picture. You here to buy?
I'm here to buy.
Really? Yeah. You get it. What? You need any help? Can I show you anything?
The big thing that we're really proud of here, that 80% of all our sales are made in Indiana.
I was just about to ask you that, being as close to the line as you are.
Well, we got Burned sofas that's made straight across the state.
Yeah.
Burned, Indiana.
Yep.
All of our Amish stuff is made in northern Indiana.
Oh, so you mean the stuff you're selling is 80% Indiana made?
Yeah.
That's even better. Can I show you anything?
I am so glad
Can
I
I-
didn't miss you.
Come in, ma'am. What can I show you? So what
See
brings
my bumper stickers out there? I got them front and back.
I have your shirt, my man Mitch.
you do?
I do.
Great. You wear it once in a while?
Yes, all the
Thank
time.
you. Thank you.
First
You
day
know,
of school, wasn't it?
we
First day of school.
where'd you get it? Where?
Yeah.
Oh,
wait,
at the wave stock thing?
Stock,
Yeah,
yes.
that was fun that night.
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Well, thanks for wearing it. You know, we can't keep them in stock.
Really?
I mean, we would, just, especially if we get near a school
They're
or,
very popular.
you know, I mean, I don't know, what is it? Is it the color? Is it the slogan? I don't
This, my man Mitch.
You like, yeah, all right. My gosh, it smells good.
This is our scholarship program. We got 5 daughters, and we got three through college so far, and 2 more warming up.
Oh, man. Well, Dad, I've been there. Well, we ought to contribute something to the scholarship fund.
Okay, what would you like, the almonds or pecans?
Pecans.
Here you go, I'll get your change. Thank you very much.
All right. Now, if this goes to your scholarship, you have to promise to study hard.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Man, they're warm. They're better. Harold?
We're good. Oh, I just had
Huh? You sure? One?
That's all I need.
It's one of those things where you can't eat one. Can you, Andy?
He's got a lot of people to say hello to.
God
What's your
bless
name?
you.
Thank you. You too. What's your name?
Anderson, Maxine,
Hi,
and that's
Miss.
my husband that met you up there. And
Oh,
we
okay.
watch you all the time
Oh.
when we're behind you.
Thank you. Well, spread the
Amen.
word.
I will.
Okay. What's your name, ma'am?
Ruth Wolf.
I'm Ms. Wolf. Have a pecan.
Oh, thank you.
How often is and how long is the village open? What's the sort of
The
season?
hours are 9 to 4
Yep.
daily.
And
The village is in full operation on the weekends. That's when we're
Right.
demonstrating craft.
Right.
Fellas, I'd like for you to just turn around and say hello to the next governor of the state of Indiana, Mitch Davis.
The next governor. What kind of slack you got?
Well, who knows?
enough.
Could well be.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. What's your name?
Gene Jones.
Hi, Gene.
Clear.
Good to meet you.
If you're going to be governor, you're going to cut down on welfare, right? We can get people working.
Mark, do you know, here's something people will know before the election's over, they don't right now. You know, they changed welfare in the 90s, required people to go to work. In 49 states of America, welfare rolls have done this. In one state in America, welfare rolls have gone up. Would you care to guess? Small scoop of butter pecan. What's that?
That is raspberry ripple.
Yeah, pretty good, too.
I told him I wasn't voting for any governor that doesn't like ice cream.
Well, it's nice to
Well,
see
we
y'all.
wish you luck in the campaign.
Thank you. Well, let's not leave it to luck.
Well, I'm going to vote for you, and
All
we're
right.
going to vote for you.
So the bartender goes, why the long face?
Hey. Think you want some pecan?
Yeah, he might want a pecan. You think he'd be all right with the pecan?
You like that? Yeah, one more, since you like them so much. All right. You boys be good. And I just came from Rockville, the Steam Harvest Festival over there, some great old antique farm equipment in the Billy Creek Village, which all Hoosiers should come visit. They've done a great job restoring, 19th century Hoosier life. Among many, many things that we will want to do to try to bring the economy of this state back, we have a lot more tourism attractions than people understand, including our own fellow citizens. And when you think about the tourism dollars that Hoosiers take out of state, we really ought to pay more attention to alerting, as I try to do, our fellow citizens to the really neat things that are here close to home. You know, last Saturday we got endorsed by the Farm Bureau. It's the first time in their history they've ever endorsed a gubernatorial candidate.
Congratulations.
I know, it's a really big deal.
Very
It's
good.
a really big deal. We were really, I didn't want to get my hopes up too high because again, they've never ever done it. It's the single best thing you can study. Are you thinking about med school?
I'm applying.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
But even, if people don't go into medicine, the biology is going to be the science of this century, like physics was the last century. And,
Yeah.
you already know more than the Nobel Prize winner in biology 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. That's not an exaggeration, is it?
I need
How are
to
you?
shake your hand because this is the first Democrat vote I've given away in 38 years.
I am so honored. You know, what's your name, ma'am?
I don't mean it's giving it away either.
No, I hope it's being earned.
Weddle. You are.
Ms. Weddle, did you say?
Yes.
Let me just tell you, you're in some real company. A lot of people are coming up and saying that, and I honor people who have a party loyalty and should stick with it. But when somebody says, I'm gonna make an exception here this one time, I really feel a special obligation to try to do a good job for you.
Well, you won me.
I will remember you, and I appreciate this very much.
You're very welcome.
I'll try to live up to it. Well, don't get ahead of yourself. What's your name, sir?
Nathaniel Porter.
Mr. Porter, nice to see you.
I'm Rebecca Porter.
Hi, Rebecca. Nikki, how are you?
How you doing?
I didn't know I'd run into you again so soon.
I see you everywhere but where I live.
Yeah, well, tell me where you'll be next week. I'll go there too.
How you doing?
Fine. Business is good, I'm sure. I think one of my guys already picked up a sandwich for me.
Well, good luck on your run.
Well, thank you. You know, we'll...
I'm glad to see you running. Honestly, the thing that bothered me the most about Joe Kernan, and I know this sounds terrible, but after Governor O'Bannon died, there for a while he was saying, I don't want to be governor. And then when he was thrust into that position, it was like all of a sudden, okay, I want to be it. But then you came along, and I'd seen you even when you went to Washington, and the aspiration was there. I'm going, good, I think this man would be good for our state.
Yeah, well, he's entitled to change his mind. I think his party leaned all over him to, save our, frankly, a lot of them are in it just to keep the government jobs.
But you didn't hesitate.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
On your opposition to import drugs.
Well, I'm not opposed to people doing it. I don't think the state ought to try to organize.
See, I ordered them directly from Canada.
Yeah.
My husband visited pharmacists.
I have an acquaintance up there that's a pharmacist.
I would never stand in the way of anybody doing that. But you did the right thing by being darn sure who's on the other end, because there are a lot of people who will wind up getting cheated or even worse. I always tell people, always buy generic if it's available in the U.S. because you know for sure the days when that was dangerous are long gone.
You have been around with your motorhome and all, and that just shows us laymen in Indiana that you really care and you want to find out what we think of what's going on.
Well, I do. I tell people all the time that it is really what we're doing is only secondarily about the election. It's primarily about trying to be ready for the job.
Right.
Somebody gave me some popcorn.
The beer.
Well, no. Just be careful. It's root beer. Sir.
You're running for governor?
I am. I'm not running from you. There, I didn't see you coming. What's your name?
Neil.
Hi, Neil.
What are you going to do about taxes?
I'm going to try to reduce them. We've become a high-tax state without people much noticing. Mr. Phillips, the only thing is, listen, I'm a low-tax, low-spend guy. I work for Ronald Reagan, I work for George Bush. The only thing is, I will not promise something I don't think I can deliver until I know I can. And they have got this thing so far in the ditch that it'd be wrong for me to tell you we'll go in there and lower your taxes the first of next year, because there's a constitutional responsibility to balance the budget of this state. So it may be a short while, but that's the direction.
Ronald Reagan did it. More money came in there before.
You don't have to tell me. I was there and I know.
Hey, man.
Bye-bye. We're just almost smack on time, aren't we? Yeah, nothing you'd rather do on a Saturday afternoon. All right. Okay.
How will your plans help with job creation and address job loss here?
Well, it's clear every time we're in the Terre Haute area, and that's been a lot of times now, that this is one of the harder hit parts of Indiana. One of many, I'm sad to say. State government is too often an obstacle. We ought to make it quicker and easier to deal with state government to get a permit. We should pre-permit a lot of sites, especially in cities like Terre Haute. Let's make them, as they say, shovel ready, and then say to investors, come on, you can go into business immediately. Other states do this. We should make our incentives neutral and automatic wherever we can so that small business can play. That's where most of the jobs come from. We should spend our Hoosier tax dollars inside the state of Indiana. These folks in power have been sending 40 cents of every dollar outside the state. I don't think they did this intentionally, but they're just not managing the business very well. We've got a funny thing going on Corrections in Indiana, another very top-heavy organization. They have spent 190 million tax dollars to build prisons that are empty at Newcastle and a wing at Peru. Meanwhile, they've hired a private company in Kentucky to guard hundreds, over 1,000 surplus prisoners. There are 500 jobs where we hired Kentuckians to do work that Hoosiers could do, and meanwhile we would be using these facilities Hoosiers paid for. So I would get those facilities open, guard the prisoners that we have, unfortunately, with and paying Hoosiers to do it. I've been saying for many months that a part of Indiana's comeback should be a revival of our coal industry in the area between Terre Haute and, say, Evansville. And this is very important because we're about to run short of electricity in the state, and we'll have to buy it at premium prices from other states if we don't get busy. And I have said we should build at least one, maybe more, coal-fired generating plants using clean coal, modern technology. And now we learn that AEP, the major power company, does plan a new clean coal plant, a large one, in some Midwestern state. We should go after that plant aggressively. This administration has run off at least 2 such plants over the last few years. And we cannot afford to do that. We want to be in control of our electrical destiny, keep rates down for homeowners and the businesses we want to attract. And meanwhile, lots of jobs could be created, digging, moving, and then generating power from that Indiana coal. So I, as governor, would aggressively go after that company and others, by the way, and say, we want to generate that power in Indiana, and what will it take to get that done? I'd like to see Indiana lead the nation in the new accountability era in education, and we should proudly lead the way in this. I would move the I-STEP test from fall to spring, which I think would improve the beginning of the school year and give us a fairer measurement of what children learned. I'd certainly like to see us get to all-day kindergarten when we can afford it, and we ought to start with the kids from the homes where education is not revered. But we will have to move ahead on this front because it's important not only to the future of today's children, but really to our economy today. We lose a lot of jobs in Indiana when businesses ask that second question, which is, how are your schools? How are the schools that my children or our workers' children will attend? And too often we don't have a good answer. Got some would-be friends out here.
And I've never met you, so happy to meet you.
Well, nice meeting you too.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping.
You're doing a great job.
Well, we're trying. Where are y'all from?
Here.
Right here? One more question. This summer, did you read anything? Even though you didn't have to, did you go ahead and read a little bit? Good work.
Pleasure, sir.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for saying hi.
Well, that's really cool.
It's been fun.
I have to tell my students I'm a 5th grade teacher.
Hey, thanks,
we do,
thanks for teaching.
You know, Ford says priorities job 1. Is jobs priority 1 for Mitch Daniels?
Yes, sir. I've said this over and over. Jobs 1 through 10, I think, are to generate more income in this state. You know, the average Hoosier only earns 88 cents now for the dollar the average American earns. We've led the nation now in bankruptcies and foreclosures recently. We're the only state in America where welfare rolls have gone up, the only one. As a business person, I am positive about the prospects of this state. But we've got to solve the jobs and income problem, or we can't solve our other problems. The state government is broke because Hoosiers and Hoosier businesses aren't earning enough.
If elected as governor, my first priority, first job in office is what?
First day in office, I walk across the Capitol and lay on the desk of every legislator a very large stack of bills. Ours would not be a passive administration. Hoosiers need to know this. That's why I've laid out all our ideas. Bill number 1 will be a package of economic recovery measures. Bill number 2 will be a package of reform of state government measures aimed at ending the scandals and mismanagement that we've been reading about week after week. Package number 3 will be an ethics measure which seeks to bring our standards to the level of other states in terms of what we expect when we're doing the public's business. That day I will spend with the employees of state government, telling them how much we appreciate their service, telling them this is a great chance to make a clean break. Let's identify the things that don't make any sense let's talk about, you tell us the ways in which we can serve the public better and more effectively, and get serious about the matter of reforming a very dysfunctional set of agencies we have today. We have been losing in terms of income now for quite some time. We have not acted as other states did to bring new kinds of employment to our state, as our traditional strong point, manufacturing, has dwindled. Manufacturing all over the world is using fewer people because of technology and productivity, but many states got busy and brought them to their state the new service businesses, high-tech businesses, life sciences businesses, and so forth. And we have been sitting on our hands, and now we're paying the price for that.
The current governor is levying on supporting importing pharmaceutical drugs. You're not for that. Why not? And what would you suggest as an alternative?
Well, the governor's got apparently 3 positions on this. I mean, a few days ago he said he wasn't for the state getting into it either, so I guess we'll have to wait and see what position he settles on. Yeah. In my view, this is not the answer to the very real problem of high-priced medicines. I would not stand in the way of any Hoosier who wants to go to Canada, but he or she should know they're taking a chance doing it. There are a lot of shysters and middlemen in that game. And I don't think the state of Indiana should expose large numbers of its citizens to being either ripped off or worse, getting a counterfeit drug that hurts them. Now, there's some really important things we could do. We should make sure every senior gets the discount card that the new Medicare drug law makes possible. Not enough people are signing up. They could be saving big money right now. Number 2, there is not a major prescription drug on the market that's not subject to a major discount for people who have trouble paying for it. And yet a very small percentage of folks find their way to those programs. The state of Idaho's got a great, simple program to make sure people connect to those opportunities to save money. We also are very low in our number of so-called 314B pharmacies. These are pharmacies, community centers generally, that help especially low-income people access the lowest prices available, say, to the Veterans Administration. So I'd get busy on things like that.
Like locally owned, not your CVS's and your Oscos, but your small pharmacies?
These are actually non-profit pharmacies, usually in community health centers.
Okay, I got you.
With a special license that allows them to get the very best price, huge bulk purchasing power. I just cannot, in conscience, tell people that it'd be a good idea for the state of Indiana to expose many of them to the absolutely real risk of being either ripped off or hurt.
Thank you very much.
Hope this was not inconvenient for you.
No. It worked out well.
Yeah. Ben, I think we got time to go see this fella, Wayne Brown, who sent this email, asked us to stop off at his factory. You know, he probably didn't believe for a minute that we'll do it, but that'd make it a lot of fun. A bigger place than I expected.
Supervisor of this whole department, Ron.
How you doing? Is it Ron?
Ron Rumminger.
Mitch, good to see you.
Mitch Daniel.
Wayne is my supervisor.
Is he?
Yes. He told me to come by today, so here I am.
Showed up.
Yeah.
Nice of you. Surprised all of us. Surprised me. With the email
we're full of surprises.
I know. That email I got yesterday, I thought, oh man, I've wasted my time.
Well,
and
I think they were pretty careful not to. They were pretty careful not to promise. I always say I don't promise what I can't deliver.
Have you guys known each other for some time? I've never met him.
Never met him
today. Is that right?
He was nice enough to invite me to come out here, so.
I watched some of his ads on TV, and I like some of the things he stands for. And whether he likes it or not, I'm a registered Democrat, but I went for the man.
Well, you know what? I'm running. A lot of people are saying that. It just happened to me all the time down in Clinton. A bunch of people, one after another, came up and they said, "Look, I'm always going to be a Democrat, but we need to change." And I said, "You know, you're in good company. There's more and more folks like that."
Like I said, I work for the state of Illinois as a Democrat. And I run for a Democrat office in Illinois.
Did you?
I come over here, I went for the man.
We do a lot of things on the spur of the moment. You know, I drop in.
I'm so tickled you showed up.
Well, you know, it's what we're here to do.
I need some big signs. I gotta get a drink of water.
Okay. a majority of the best stops we make are the ones we don't plan, or at least we don't lock down on.
We'll get down here to the wells. I don't know who all's down here today. But we can introduce you to one. I want to introduce you to my union rep. He's,
Okay.
UAW.
He may not like me, you know.
I don't care.
All right, I don't care either.
I didn't go with the Republican Party. Like I told you, I'm a registered Democrat.
I understand.
I don't care. You got.
Listen, I
if
respect.
you can back up what you say, I'd be 100% for you. Well, you showed me right now that by just showing up,
well,
you made me lean that much heavier for you. I will work for you. Should have meet my friend Mitch Daniels. He's running for governor.
How are you? What's your name, ma'am? What's your name?
Cindy.
I hear you're a leader of the union. Well, congratulations. Nice to see you, sir.
Sixth committeeman.
You're what?
Sixth committeeman for local 1760.
Well, congratulations. Somebody has to be a leader there. So.
Yeah.
I was asking Cindy over here. I think she's also a leader, isn't she?
She's our safety rep.
Yeah.
I've been a candidate.
Yeah. I was asking her how these folks are to work with. She said fairly reasonable.
Yeah. Everybody has their different.
If both sides make it work, you know.
Right.
And apparently in making it work, they said they're really doing well here right now. So. I'm Mitch Daniels. I'm out running for governor of the state. And I just invited myself. Kind of. No, I didn't. Wayne invited me by an email, so I just came in. Well, anyway, good luck.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. To me, it's not about party. It's much more. It's more. You know, people ask me. A lot of times, people say, "What party are you?" And I say, "I'm the party of change." And then, of course, I tell them if that's what they want to know. But the first thing I want them to know is, you know, we're about making the state better, and that's for everybody. That's about everybody.
You got the right idea, young man.
Roger, nice to see you.
Take care.
Thank you, Wayne. What's that?
You will listen to it again
Yes, sir.
when you get elected?
Yes, sir. I'm not forgetting you, that's for sure.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll keep in touch.
I hope you do.
I do.
Good stop. I like old Wayne.
He's a character.
Huh? He's an independent thinker. But you know what? That's enough for one day.
Yeah, I think he.
Let's highball it for home.